I'm hanging with the great Alfred Hitchcock right here, doing the best directing job ever, actually directing a lion in that photograph. And it's photographs like this, like that you can see here at the Made in Hollywood exhibit right here at the Toledo Museum of Art. Now, if you're really interested in anything Hollywood during its golden age, I'm talking 1920s to 1960s, this is going to be a pretty interesting place for you to come down. Isn't that right? Tom, you're the assistant curator here. What can people expect to see?
We have around 93 photographs, exactly 93 photographs of some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, again, from 1920 through 1950 in the early 60s. People like Katharine Hepburn, Charlton Heston behind me, Orson Welles, and Audrey Hepburn, people of that nature.
Now, what I'm getting out of these is these pictures were taken, decades ago, but there's so much incredible detail, and it seems like they almost come right through the picture.
Well, that was the intent of some of the photographers. They were meant to make the actors and actresses almost perfect. And they did a lot of that in the studio when they were doing the photographs with the lighting, and they did a lot of it in the darkroom when they retouched the negatives to maybe remove a little blemish here and there.
But it was really, it's really work-intensive stuff back then.
Oh, exactly. I mean, there was not only the photographers and even a group of photographers who would work on each movie. They would also have tens of people working in the actual studios doing the actual work with the film and the retouching.
All right. Well, if you're a big fan of anything from this era, whether it's Hepburn or Hitchcock or any of the other ones in there, my personal favorite, Grace Kelly.
Great choice.
Isn't that?
Yeah,
I think Grace Kelly, especially in Dial M for Murder and all the other Hitchcock films that she got signed into doing, that's my favorite. Great picture of her up here and a lot of the other stars. Let's take a little trip into the past. We're also used to using our smartphones and our camcorders to get stuff, or even we're so used to the technology on that news camera here. But take a look at this thing right here. That's what some of these great pictures were taken for the Made in Hollywood exhibit that's here at the Toledo Museum of Art. Tom, what are people looking at right there?
Well, they're looking at a 4x5 view camera. It's a camera that focuses by the use of a bellows. Rather than adjusting the lens, you just move the bellows back and forth and you bring the image into focus. When you're looking at the image at the back of the camera while you're focusing it, then you put the film into the camera in a film holder and expose the film, and then take the film back out again. Much different than the single lens reflex cameras that most of us are familiar with growing up.
Now, some of the photos here, they could have been taken with a piece of technology that was very similar to that.
Absolutely. I think all of the photos here were taken with a piece of technology exactly like that, but different sizes. The 4x5s were popular with what they called still photographers who were taking photographs during the actual filming of the movie, just to give them a document of what was going on, basically, to let the stars know how their hair was combed on a certain day. So if they have to reshoot, they would have document of that. Larger cameras, the 8x10s, were popular also with the stills and with portrait photographers, but the major portraits were made with an 11x14 view camera, a huge wooden monstrosity.
Very different than the small little thing I just have on the end of my smartphone.
Absolutely very different, but they were capable of the most clear photographs that have been produced.
All right, speaking of clear photographs, here's one I really like right up here, guys. Orson Welles. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time, of course, made the classic Citizen Kane, still portrayed as one of the greatest films in movie history. And if that's your kind of thing, if that's what you like to watch, if you're a big fan of that, come on down to Toledo Museum of Art. The Made in Hollywood exhibit opens on Sunday for all of you Toledo members, though. The Toledo Museum members, that is. To come in today, you can come in today and Saturday. You guys can be the first ones in the door, the general public. It's open on Sunday. Adults are $8. Students and seniors get a $5 to come in and see all these awesome photographs.